Hello out there in comic book land. Excuse me. It's Monday morning. I know I'm a little late on this, but it's time for me to do my comic book reviews from last week. Tony Stark, Iron Man #1. If you haven't bought this, don't. If you're thinking about buying this, don't. You should just take the $4.99 and put it to better uses. Or if you want to waste it, just flush it down the toilet. If you did get this, I'm sorry. I give this a 1 out of 5 if I'm feeling generous. It wasn't good at all. At all. And the art was okay, but that's about it. They are just doing horrible things with this and not in any acceptable fashion. Excuse me, sorry. Shanghai Red #1. I picked this up after I did my initial haul. It is about a woman who was shanghaied, and after 3 years was about to be released from her indebtedness on the ship she was shanghaied to, and freed herself in a fashion from her captors, and is now going to get revenge on the people who sold her into captivity. It's interesting. I mean, the typical, revenge story. A little wordy, not a whole lot of action except for there's the initial activity at the beginning, action at the beginning where she frees herself, but then after that it's just basically talk until the end. I'll probably pick up issue 2 just to see what happens. I give it a 2.5 out of 5. X-Men Gold #30. You can see I didn't read that because I don't want to open it, and they didn't have any. When I went back, they didn't have any of the regular issues left, so I can't review it. Justice League #2. Yeah, I was a fan of the previous run of the Justice League, and this one, what to go with this one? You're getting a lot of info dump on you right now, trying to set everything up, and there's a lot of exposition with some action in it, but just a lot of information they're dumping on you. And they intersperse some good action in there, but I'm not as big of a fan of this run as the previous incarnation, but they did have a really big reveal in this one that makes things look interesting down the road in the future. So I suggest you pick it up just for that. I mean, the big reveal on this one is something that you're probably going to want to have as in the collection. It's a new character, so if you haven't gotten it yet, go pick it up. I'm going to give this 3 out of 5. Deathbed #5. I don't even think I finished reading this one yet. Now that I think of it, I think right now I'm just buying this on automatic pilot because I think there's one more issue left before it's done. I'll probably put that down as a 2.5. I don't know why I had that in this order. But excuse me, I think I'm just getting it to finish the collection. BSG versus BSG number 6. It's the final issue where you had Count Iblis and one of the original makers of the Cylons manipulating the battle stars to fight each other, and this is the conclusion, excuse me, of how things worked out. I'd say this is a pretty good series overall. I mean, it wasn't spectacular. It wasn't, something I can really truly rave about, but it was interesting and it was fun. 3.5 out of 5. Daredevil, number 604. I think this is the conclusion of the arc where, actually, no, it's not. Excuse me. You still have Matt Murdock as mayor of New York City. You have the Hand having control of over the city, and you have the Mist taking over there, doing stuff to people, and you have Matt Murdock's priest showing up to help out. That was this issue. I still like what they're doing with it. It's fun. It's entertaining. It's well done and kind of exciting. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Good little cliffhanger at the end. Man of Steel number 4. You have Super Kal-El and Kara-El taking on the big baddie, and you have the arsonist still going on in the city, and them revealing more as to what happened to Lois. So I've been surprised at how good this series is. I'm definitely going to get number 5 and 6. So that is, I'll give that a 3.8 out of 5. Gideon Falls. This is really good. If you haven't been picking it up, you should. It's kind of a suspense, mystery, horror comic about murders and the Black Barn, and you have a priest and a cop trying to investigate everything because one of the people who they suspected doing the murders was a priest before that, and it's all set in the town of Gideon Falls. It is done by Jeff Lemire, so it's pretty good. 4.2 out of 5. Batman number 49. I love this cover right here. Had to show up early at opening so I could get a hold of it, because my shop usually doesn't have a whole lot of these type of titles, these covers for these things. And this is basically Catwoman and the Joker duking it out over Batman. It's weirdly enough, there is some good action to it, but there's also a lot of character development as to why each one wants to be with Batman or be around Batman. It's really well done. And I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. So that's it for this week. Hopefully next week I'll be able to do it on Sundays. I get off late on Sundays now, and I'm usually being asked to stay a little later due to how busy busy we are. So I'll either get it up, try and get it up late Sunday night or on Mondays now. So, all right, well, let me know what you thought, and let me know about what you got, and talk to you later. Bye.